everybody, this is Getting to Know Marriage. I'm Tika.
It's Gregory.
And today we have special guests. These are my parents. This is Bishop Blake Mills and his lovely wife. Y'all hear us talk about them all the time. This is Lady Carolyn Mills. And today they're joining us to talk about their perspective of our relationship. Whatever, y'all know how we do. We raw, we real, whatever comes out, we don't know. It's not scripted. So we just gonna go with the flow.
And let me tell y'all from the beginning, they did not pay us for this.
At all.
All right, so what you starting with?
Either of you guys, y'all can kind of just talk about what y'all...
Well, what did y'all end with last time y'all did the recording?
So the last time we did a recording, we were talking about, we had a question from one of our viewers,
okay.
Which was, what is the purpose of getting married legally? If you're in a good relationship and you're not married, what's the point of moving into marriage? So that's what we talked about last time.
Okay, so I don't want to offend anybody, but the purpose of getting married legally is to carry out the full plans of God. When we look at the Word of God, He said that He gave Adam a helpmeet. And a lot of times we get that wrong. And we think marriage is because we love the person, because we like the person, because we feel like we want to be with the person for the rest of our lives. But genuinely and technically and biblically and legally, marriage is two people coming together to accomplish goals. To work out the goals, to accomplish the goals, to achieve the goals. And it says distinctively a helpmate. Now the person that you're marrying should be planning to go somewhere, planning to accomplish and planning to do, or you really can't help them. Now you can love them, you can like them, you can want to be with them forever, but you can't help them. And I think and I believe sometimes people get in wrong marriages because they're under the wrong perception. You want to add something to that, honey?
Well,
Hey, honey, come on, honey.
I want to...
Let me just say, I found me a good helpmate. She helped me do everything that I'm supposed to do and carry it out, having her own identity and helping me achieving my goals too.
And that's right. And I must say we are happily married. We've been married for 39 years. Not to say that we didn't have any ups and downs. Challenges. I like that.
I ain't go up and down.
I like that. We had challenges.
Can't use that on camera.
But we were able to work them out. One thing marriage takes is work. And just to hit on, she was saying that she brought us on for our perception of their relationship. Of course, as parents, you want your children to have the best. You want them to be happy. You train them up, and you pray that they follow the training that you've given them. And she got married, you all know. She got married the first time when she was 19 years old. I don't know if she told the age, but 18 years old. And she was married for 21?
Almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years. And I must say, she's stuck in there, following the principles of God, as her dad was talking about, and really trying to stand and once got married, and standing to do what was right and to do what she felt was right. However, she knew that things had changed during the end. So a lot of times people think it was just she jumped out of it. However, it ended way before it ended.
Can I say
if you
something
understand
here?
what I mean, sure.
Not to put my ex-son-in-law down. I'm happy about my new son-in-law. But also, we have to realize that parental guidance is important.
Right.
And sometimes children don't understand that the parents are trying to keep them from getting some hurts and some pains and some self-afflicted wounds. And the reason I say that is because I love my daughter with all my heart. But I told her, do not marry him.
You're right. You're absolutely
because
right.
he was not going anywhere. He wasn't going anywhere. He didn't have any goals set. He wasn't purpose-minded. He's a good person, but he's never been purpose-minded. And so I would never put him down. But purpose is the main reason for getting married.
Gotcha.
So she could never be a helpmate to him, which created more voids,
All right.
which brought in loneliness and inadequacies and insufficiencies because she did not follow instructions first.
Thank you.
That's
So
when you
the
should have got the belt.
consequences.
That's when you should have got the belt.
I did get the belt, and when I got the belt, she ran away.
This is true.
This is
story.
true.
She
Oh, it's
ran
true.
away.
This is true.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
ran away, and then conviction does come to all of us. So she wanted to get it right, and she called me, and we had some division because I'm not in agreement with everything. And I think every parent that's in agreement with everything, I need to pray for you. We realize that we raise our children, and our children become adults, and they make decisions. But when they're in the teenage stage and we give them instruction, they have to learn how to follow that instruction to avoid some calamities.
So I have a question for you guys. So from your perspective, having an experience, you know, with your daughter, I'm the only girl. I'm awesome. Your only daughter, having a situation or a marriage like that, being divorced, meeting somebody, jumping into something so new so quickly, and then having to, I guess, you know, let that play itself out and learn to accept and love a new situation for your daughter when you've already had, you know, a shaky situation. How do you kind of get from that to where you guys stand now with Gregory?
Well,
go ahead.
That's 39 years.
Ladies first.
Well, of
but
course,
I'm the boss. Now,
there's
I'm
a
the
difference.
covering.
Now,
I'm
that's
the
right.
covering.
There's a difference. I want you all to know, and I'm glad he changed it. There's no,
I'm the
the
covering.
husband is not the boss. He's the covering.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. Now that we made that clear. In all honesty, when she did first tell me about Gregory, I'm not going to say that I wasn't in agreement, that I wasn't, well, let's just put it this way. When she first told me about Gregory, I felt like she moved too fast. You all heard the first episode, and I feel like I wanted her, in my opinion, to slow down. And one of the things I said to her, she was telling me, well, he's this, that, and the other. And I thank God because we're very close, open. We've always told her as a child, if you have any questions, you can always come to us and ask. So we have open relationships, so we can talk about everything. And I said to her, I don't know if she told Gregory, I'm sure she probably did. I said, she was like, well, he's this and he's that. And I was like, well, how do you know that he's not, what's the name of that movie I said? The Perfect One.
Yeah.
How do you know he's not the perfect one?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember I told you that.
I said, I'm talking about that movie.
And we saw that.
Right.
I ain't that crazy. Just a little bit.
But I didn't know that.
I got back.
However, I didn't know that, and I knew that she had come from, you know, I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to talk about that. We're talking about this relationship.
Right.
But I did want her to be happy. But however, I was saying to her, just slow down, do it a different way. I just felt like she moved too fast. And thank God he wound up being the perfect one and not the perfect one.
Right.
I really do admire him. I appreciate him. He really, really, and I'm sure he's going to talk about it being her dad and being her covering for so long,
Right.
even being her covering while she's married. He doesn't have to cover her anymore. So we're excited. Gregory has shown himself approved. Go ahead.
So now, here's my perspective on it. I believe that people can meet and marry the first day, or meet and marry a year later. I'm not in agreement with everything that's done in the dating.
Sure.
Right.
And I know everybody may not agree with me, but everything in life comes with instructions. And if we follow the instructions, we are very beneficial. We get the best benefits from following the instructions. Whether we like it or not, whether we feel good or not about it, whether we understand it or not, following instructions is important. When she told me about Gregory, being my daughter, I'm always going to cover her. And I always say, and no man going to put his hands on her. It don't make a difference how long they be married. She said this was the one. I trust in her, you know, to make a decision like that. However, like they share with y'all, I wasn't in agreement with the sex. Because sometimes we get in sex and that's not the one.
Right.
And we didn't open up ourselves and gave ourselves, and then emotions and the feelings kick in. And I believe that principles should always override emotions and feelings.
That's right.
Gregory had already proven himself to be responsible and accountable. So I didn't have an issue with that. That's always been my issue. I believe, especially if you go into marriage, the man should be responsible and accountable. I think a lot of our women get into wrong relationships because they're looking not to be lonely instead of looking to fulfill purpose.
Right.
All right.
Right. That's true.
And when you look not to be lonely, then you accept anything and anyone,
Right.
so you won't be lonely. But if you understand purpose, I love to see our women flourish, have their own identity, and not be struggling. So when you come to meet somebody and look at getting married, you shouldn't be getting married with nobody that's struggling.
Right.
And I know people say, well, they just need a little help. I think a lot of relationships are bad because people are married knowing that that person wasn't responsible and accountable, but they felt like they could help them come up. And really, you can't help a person come up that don't want the help. So that's why you should always look for purpose. Gregory is working, had his own business. He's doing an excellent job at covering my daughter. And every man that has a daughter, excuse me, and again, he ain't paid me to say this. I'm saying this for free. Every man that has a daughter that's a responsible father learns that, excuse me, we have covered, we have developed, we have protected, we have raised, we have instilled principles, and we are their dependency. And we look to transfer that dependency on to the next gentleman. Not that he would be her dad, because he can never be her dad, just like I can never be her husband. So he can answer that question, who your daddy? I'm going to call him up and tell him, I am. Not you. But he's been responsible in taking care of her and doing, and now the stuff that she was embedded with for 20 years is being flushed out. Because she's learning now that she has a husband that's responsible enough to cover her and take care of her. So I'm really proud of them. I'm really glad. I don't like some of the things that they did now, and they still ain't paid me. They should have paid me for doing some of them wrong things. They know they went against my principles, but I had to forgive them.
Would you like to make your...
Because forgiveness was not for them, it was for me. And if I wouldn't have forgave them, I would have had some malice in my heart. It would have got hardened.
Talk truth.
And then Gregory would have looked like he wasn't doing right.
Right.
And I'd have still been mad at Tika.
Sure.
You know, but I had to forgive them for that little bit of wrong they did in there. You know what I'm saying? I should have busted in on the door. What y'all doing? But that was another story. Hallelujah. However, I am glad that she is married to a responsible gentlemen.
Yes.
Because every male is not a man, and every man is not a gentleman.
All right.
It's a process. Sister Fit just told me this. I just met her. She says she finding the individual self, finding your individual self takes time.
All right.
It takes time to learn to be a man because men are responsible. It takes time to learn how to be a gentleman. And we need more gentlemen today. We need, especially our black males, to be developed and trained how to be men and gentlemen, be responsible and accountable to cover. I just want to throw this in before I close. My son, when he got ready to marry his wife, he met her. He said, Dad, this the one. I said to him, let's go talk to her father and let her father know your intentions. Now, Gregory still hasn't paid me yet.
Uh-oh.
He ain't called me. Tika gonna try to take it, you know. She gonna try to take the reins like the ladies do, the women do. They want to run everything. And I was a little upset with that. I said, he ain't called me not one time, but I had to forgive him.
Do we have the sound?
But he proved himself.
Somebody else.
So I called him.
I'm going to give it to my husband so he can finish us up. But, Dad, I didn't take the lead this time.
You called me.
He called Mommy.
That's what I was getting ready to say. That's what I say. He did.
We was a little rocky.
However,
in the
because
y'all.
Daddy was not ready to deal with it, he called me.
I
To
didn't
everything that he was doing.
Aha.
Yeah, I didn't
everything
know
that
the
Y'all,
engagement
this
was
first
coming.
tape.
He called me to let me know that he wanted to ask for her hand. He showed me the ring. He had taken her youngest son with him to pick out the ring, and he did ask for permission. But Daddy wasn't ready to talk at that time. And
He
you know,
was
we
trying to
handle
play
things
wisdom.
different.
Because we
But
always
anyway,
tell them
yes,
we
he
won. Because the children
There
do that
you
too.
go.
We tell them we won,
So
so
they
they
told
call
me,
her,
so it
and
was
so
done.
they know that she gonna tell me.
That's
There
right.
you
Now
go.
give
That's
Greg-
how I do.
Now, Greg,
All right,
you
I
have
forgive
your
him
take.
again. See how many times I got to forgive. Oh, I got to take a drink.
Well,
This is high quality H2O. Go ahead, Greg.
thank you.
Notice I call him Greg now. He in the family. It ain't Gregory. It's Greg.
That's
Go ahead,
what
Greg.
family call me, Gregory.
Yeah, right. But
Friends
you're in a
call
new
me Greg.
family. So I'm family and friends.
And friends.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
We had that in
Redeem
church.
yourself,
Y'all
Greg.
come out, Family and Friends Day. Oh, we in Delaware.
Well, I must say that meeting these two wonderful people right here
he still ain't paid me.
has been a great experience. It has been a wonderful experience. It's like the mother and father that you want in your in-laws. You know, especially if you come up with a great mother and father, you want
Right.
that in your in-laws too. So I feel like that's what I have now. You know, I look to Mr. Blake when she cut up because I know he the daddy. And I talk to Mama C, Miss Carol, and they have such a wonderful relationship. You have no choice but to feed off of it, you know, to take little bites of it here and
Oh,
there.
thank you.
And that's the same thing we're doing with our show. I feel like our relationship is wonderful, and a lot of people feel that,
Right.
so that they take from it. So that's why we're doing this show also. So this is 39 years. This is 39 years minus 37. You know, but we're getting there.
Right.
So
That's right.
this is what we got to look forward to. This nice leather couch.
And let me tell y'all real quick what he told. This is so cool, y'all. The other day, this man came in the shop and we were talking, and he was looking at the book, you know, getting to know marriage, and we were just talking about marriages, and I said, my parents have been married for 39 years now. And he said, exactly. He said, and she says, I act just like her dad. And she acts just like her mom. So in my eyes, we definitely gonna make 39 years, because if we're them, that means we're gonna be together forever.
All right.
So I was like, oh, I like that. I never saw it like that.
Very
Yes.
But we thank y'all for tuning in as always. These are our lovely parents, Bishop
Yes.
Blake Mills, Lady Carolyn Mills. They are Tree of Life Ministries, Tree of Life Fellowship of Churches. They are based in Delaware, Newark, Delaware, and they have several churches under them, but you can find them at 20, what is it now, 20 or 22? 20 Peddlers Village in Newark, Delaware. This is the Mobile Mac Shop.
Do we
Yes.
have 1 second?
Right after he give his address and stuff, we'll let you know.
Let me get my address. My address is 2715 South Main Street, Concord. Telephone number is 704-262-3412. That's 704-262-3412.
All right.
Go ahead,
Your turn.
Mr.
My
Bishop.
last word, especially for those of you out there that are already married, marriage is work. And here's where I tell people where they also fail, that I try to encourage people. What you do to win a person, you have to also do to keep the person.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's right.
We go out of our ways to win the person. And then after we get them, we drop those ways that we use to win them. Years, you will change. I had an afro.
Uh-oh.
He wanted to say that. That was good.
Now it's just fro. It's froing everywhere it can go. Low.
Low.
However, we've changed. We put on some weight. We may not be looking like we used to look 20 years ago. But we made up our mind that whatever the challenge is going to be, we're going to come together as a team and not attack each other in the challenge.
All right.
That's right. Make sure y'all check us out
We
on Facebook
come
too.
together as a team and attack the challenge, not attack each other in the challenge. And it has helped us. And it will continue to help us. And then we do some of the same things that we did when we met,
That's right.
when we start dating. So you have to continue practicing what worked to win that person and then change and never stop doing. Because we all going to be changing, whether it be a year, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. You know, we're going to change. And so again, we have to come together, stand with each other. Now, don't go kick your husband or wife out now, talking about you going to get a new one. Just make him or her new.
Right.
That's it. All right.
And then work with the new one you done made.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Thank
y'all
you.
for
Now, if y'all
tuning
can
in.
send the money to, because they ain't paid me. I do have an agent, but Sister Fit just threw me in here. So, thank y'all.
This is Getting to Know Marriage. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.